I'm Love from a Leo, and today's video is going to be your December 10th through the 31st tarot reading, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. And I've already shuffled and cleared my cards and everything, so we're going to actually start off with the Zodiac Oracle deck to see what energy you should be aligning yourself with during the month of December, okay? So we can see maybe what the focus is, what the goal is, maybe what you're expressing, things of that nature, okay? Just to give us a little basis around the whole month and what to expect. Alrighty, it flipped over. We actually have your planet. We have Mars here. So this is really beautiful. We know that Aries is ruled by Mars. Obviously, it is the planet of war, the planet of passion, desire, I would say, your true ambitions, your goals, but also fighting for what you want. And it doesn't always mean, you know, a physical fight, but sometimes it just means having that drive, that fire, that self-motivation to get things done, to get things into motion, and to really achieve what you want. So being that the planets in this actual oracle deck represent what's being expressed, this is telling me that you are pretty much in Aries mode. You are pretty much in your own type of playing field. So this may be a really, really good month for you. And then for some of you, it may be a month where you really mess yourself up doing, you know, dumb stuff or doing things that, you know, just kind of prohibit or slow down the results that you want to see. So, but I do like to see Mars just here. I usually don't get the corresponding planets or, you know, with the zodiac signs. So we're going to go ahead and start with the details. This is going to be your spread. This is what I'm going to use to look over the 7th. This is what I'm going to use to look over the 10th through the 31st, okay? Okay. So just looking at the cards here, I can see that you definitely are feeling way more in control of your emotions. But this is also a card where I feel like you are finally understanding yourself and how to express yourself emotionally. So you're understanding how to not lash out for some of you. You're learning how to when and when not to expose how you feel or expose what you know. I feel like there's just a sense of foundation in how you feel and how you express yourself emotionally. So I really like that. I also think that it took a little bit of debating, discussing things that you want in your life, whether this is a talk with yourself or a talk with the other person or with another person who you trust, like their advice. But I feel like there was a lot of thinking and balancing and kind of prioritizing what matters. And this is why you were able to come to the conclusion of which you are at, the state of which you are at right now as an Aries, okay? So I actually really like seeing that. I do see that we have the 3 of Swords here in reverse. So again, I feel like because you have mastered or you're at a place where you're really balanced emotionally, I feel like the past hurt, the past disappointments, and the past betrayal are kind of moving past, and you're in this state of just happiness. Like you're in this state where you can enjoy others, you enjoy your friends, you're having time to yourself or maybe time with others that kind of doubles as your own me time. Like you're just able to be more happy. Like as simple as that sounds, you're able to show your happiness now. Like I feel like you're not feeling so stuck, or you're not feeling so dry, you're not feeling so aggravated. I feel like you're just in a more peaceful place, but in a way that it's just harmonious for you and the other people that you care about. Does that make sense? Okay, so moving into, we have the Emperor card in reverse. So when I see this, I definitely start to feel as though there is a person, an authority energy, an authority signature that is appearing up, and they're being really, really demanding. I feel like it is a fire sign, for sure. But this is a fire sign who doesn't really know their power yet, and they could be just being really, what's the word? Maybe obnoxious. This may not be you, but in some ways I do feel like it could be you because we do have the Devil card here. So maybe this is that Aries side where you're just aggravated and you want what you want when you want it. And I feel like it's kind of coming off as a little needy, but not in a way that's unstoppable, but I feel like this is going to cause an embarrassing moment if you don't stop it now. So I do think this is you. I feel like this is just a moment of kind of wanting what you want, you know? And I feel like you are, maybe you're at a point where you're okay with embarrassing yourself or going through a situation in the moment. Like, you're not thinking about how it's going to affect you in the future. And I don't think it'll affect you in a terrible way, but it may be embarrassing to look back on, excuse me. Or it may be a situation where you wish that it hadn't gone that far. That's what I'm feeling. It's like a situation of just wanting what you want and maybe not going about it the right way. So that's the situation that I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and see what situation in your life this is dealing with using this deck here. But that is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing definitely, so we have the King and the Queen of Wands here. And then we also have the Devil card and the Emperor card to back it up. So it's kind of saying like your bossiness, your authority that you are imposing on someone maybe, or this feeling of having to be the boss, or this feeling of maybe using your powers for evil instead of good. I feel like it's showing up. So let's go ahead and see what part of your life this is for. We got these two cards, forgiveness and love life. So definitely dealing with someone who is a spouse to you, or was a spouse, or has that type of significant other feel. But I feel like the forgiveness is just not there. Like, you can't forgive them, and maybe they try to smooth things out with them, or they can't forgive you, and vice versa. And it just doesn't go the way it's supposed to. It just doesn't. This could kind of be a tumultuous type of argument, but I see it more as just like an event that happens between two people, and for some reason I feel like they're both fire signs, but it's very fiery energy. Or this could be a fire sign and a Capricorn, for example, but it's very, very fiery energy, and I just feel like it's just not meshing. So maybe you try to fix a situation between this past love person, thinking that things are going to go smooth and maybe have some drinks, and then it just gets out of hand in a way that maybe it's just arguments and things like that, okay? So we have this love life here and forgiveness in reverse. So it's not meant to be at this moment. Maybe in the future for some of you, but right now what I'm looking at is people who are not ready for each other, honestly. Not ready. And it could just be the way that they communicate. And also keep in mind, this December, just the 10th through the 31st, you're going to be having this, you're going to be having that natural Aries, like, I want it my way and I want it done when I want it done. You know what I mean? So it's going to be kind of hard to reason with some, especially if you already have these past issues with them. Does that make sense? Okay. So moving into, sorry, I was just adjusting my cards. We're going to move into the second half of the reading. Alrighty, I got all three cards. They kind of flipped out on their own here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so starting out, 2 of Cups. So after this kind of time of whatever, forgiveness or that talk or that discussion that was had, there seems to be a sense of harmony that comes over you. I'm not really sure where it's stemming from, but I feel like this is kind of like making up after a big argument or making up after a huge debacle. And I also feel like someone isn't ready to, like, someone wants to keep doing something. Someone wants to keep it going. And maybe you, like, maybe you don't want this to end. Maybe you don't want the situation to be over. I feel like there's a kind of a need to keep going, or a need to just keep trying. And I don't know if this is coming from you or it's because you see the good in whatever this is, because there is a harmonious energy here, but I feel like it came from a situation that can get really toxic at times, or it can get really like tumultuous when it comes to just how things are going. Then we have the 2 of Wands here. So this is my card of saying, like, you're ready to move to bigger things. This is not necessarily saying that you aren't happy with the things that you have, but a lot of the times it's like you are you're just at a point where you're seeing more of what you want. And it doesn't necessarily mean changing everything in your life, but it is like this sense of, I want more for myself. I don't want to settle. I want to add on to my life. I don't want to just stay at a constant rate of the way that things are going. So this to me is really, really good, because it's almost like, it's a good feel card, but I'm feeling for you as an Aries, it's almost like you're not appreciating the things that you have, and that's what's causing you to want more. And the problem that I have with this is because you can't want more but not appreciate what you have, because then there's no room to add on to that. Like, you still have to clear those feelings that you have with the things that you don't appreciate. Does that make sense? And so in order to receive, at least spiritually, you have to come to terms with what you have and take care of that first. Whether that means getting rid of some things, whether that means just taking care of it, period, or if that means realizing what you have, being okay with it, and knowing that eventually you will have more. So it's like this mind state of wanting more, but I really think it's wise for you to appreciate what you had, or what you have in the moment. And it doesn't mean that you have to, if it's a person, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to appreciate everything that they are or everything they've done for you and forget why you feel like you need to move on. But appreciate what was taught in the moment. Appreciate what was learned on either ends, because no matter if it's a good or bad situation, there's always a learning point from it. There's always something that was done on both sides, good and bad. So I think the problem that I'm having is that you're not appreciating what was there. And so I feel like you're not going to fully be able to grasp your blessing whenever it does come. Ten of Swords in reverse. So this is kind of a harsh card. But what I do like about it, this is like kind of a harsh ending to something that really needs to be done. It's an ending to something that may have been really hurtful to go through, may even be scary to go through. Kind of like this war mentality I'm feeling, but at the same time, this is what it was meant to be. This is the blessing. This is the gift of prosperity that I feel like you needed from universe. And although it's coming in this rageful way, or it's coming in this way where I feel like you have to be kind of defensive, you kind of have to speak and defend yourself, you may have to raise your voice, I'm not sure, but I feel like it's in that type of area. But at the same time, no matter how it ends, the point that it happened, the point that things were gotten off each other's chest, the point that maybe it did go too far and you saw what you needed to see, or you saw that this isn't you anymore. It's something like that, where it's like a blessing in disguise. And I'm not going to lie and say that I think it's going to be an easy argument. I really do think it's going to be something that you need to be very careful with. But I think once it's over, you'll be able to really assess and find the success in that. You'll be able to see that everything that happened was for a reason. I feel like you'll be able to reflect on the whole entire situation dealing with this person or whatever it may be you're dealing with. But I feel like there's a whole blessing within it, and only you are going to be able to really dissect that and find what that blessing is. Okay? Sorry, guys. All right, so we're going to go to the end of, all right, first card out. It flew out. So the end of your reading. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles. So what I like about this card is I feel like every time I see this card, this is a sign that your money is coming together. But if you're a person who likes to spend, this may not be the card for you. But this is basically saying that you're really on top of your money, but it may be because you are withholding your money. You're not spending. But this could be in a various ways. Like, let's say you broke up with someone and you don't have to buy them a gift or something, like for Christmas or whatever. But this could also just mean that you are withholding and learning how to be secure within yourself. And I feel like that's also the deeper meaning behind this loss that happens, this blow up, this explosion that happens. I think that's the gift in it. You kind of feel more secure with yourself, and I also think that you are just secure with the knowledge that you have obtained from that whole experience. And I feel like it's almost like it's the push, it's the sign that you have been asking for, whether you've known it or not. It's like that's like your prayers have finally been answered. But now that you have that, I feel like there's so much solitude I also feel like you might need to be a little careful and not become too closed off, but I feel like there's a sense of solitude that comes from this gift that you've been asking for, this blessing, the sign, the symbol, the synchronicity. It finally makes sense for you, and I feel like you're okay with that. And then you may even start to shift your focus towards just your money, just to keep your mind off of everything that's just, unraveled and occurred over the weeks that were, before that. Moving towards we have the Six of Cups here. And so we all know that this card is reminiscent of good memories, nostalgia, karmic relationships, but it's upright. So I feel like there's a past person coming back for sure, but I feel like you need to dodge this person. I feel like you already know what's happening. You already know the cycle coming back. And for some of you, this will be a test to see if you've really learned your lesson. Honestly, that's what it is. So be aware, at the end of December, you will have a test on someone, whether you should be around them or not. And this could be family. This could be anyone who is toxic in your life. If you see them coming back, be very aware of the things that happen, and don't just go with, oh, like, it's been so long. Don't do that. Like, really think about if it's worth it. Should you be around this person? How does this person affect me, type of thing. And if it checks out, then good, you can be around them. But this is definitely a test, okay? And last but not least, we have the Sun card here in reverse. So again, with this blessing that I feel like you've been asking for, you definitely will receive it by the end of December. But be aware, this will not be in the package that you expected. So be very open-minded and be very accepting and open to the things that universe has to show you, because I feel like this is going to be a very pivotal moment, and I don't think you'll be able to know how you're going to receive that blessing. And I also feel like it may not be in the way that you expected, but the results will carry out in what you've been asking for. Okay, so that has been your reading for December 10th through the 31st. I'm Love from a Leo. If you would like a personal reading or a private reading, please contact me. You can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. And please subscribe and like and comment so I know that you're, watching and engaging, so I can keep posting. And yeah, if I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until next time, I will see you very, very soon. Bye, Aries.